Hey guys, welcome to MotorShare. I'm Joe.
And I'm Chris. And beside us, we have the all-new 2025 Lotus Emira i4.
That's right, Lotus's final petrol-powered sports car. And this one's packing a turbocharged AMG engine under the hood.
Which makes this Emira unlike any other Lotus before it. It's modern, it's luxurious, but yet still true to its roots as lightweight and a driver-focused machine.
Yeah, but here's the twist. It's not just a track toy. This is a car with a genuine dual personality.
It's been redefined, great for everyday driving, but just with the flick of a switch,
or the push of a mode button,
it's suddenly a proper sports car that sounds like a turbocharged Banshee.
Yep, so in today's video, we're going to explore exactly what makes the Amira so special.
We're going to walk you through its design, its interior, and of course, we're going to get it on the road and show you how this car transforms from calm and collected to turbocharged madness.
Yeah, and by the end of the video, you'll see exactly why the Amira is not just the last of its kind, but a true one of a kind. Yep, you heard that right. This Lotus Emira features the heart of a Mercedes-Benz, an AMG. Under the deck, you'll find a 2-litre turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, borrowed from AMG and tuned specifically for this car. It's a bold move by Lotus, blending British craftsmanship with German engineering. The result? 360 horsepower, delivered through an 8-speed dual-clutch gearbox. It's smooth, sharp, and more modern than anything Lotus has offered before. Earlier models of the Amira came with a supercharged V6 engine, derived from a Toyota power plant. That V6 pushed out 400 horsepower and featured a 6-speed manual gearbox for purists who wanted that analog connection. The AMG i4, on the other hand, is lighter, more efficient, and just as potent. It might lack the characters of the supercharged V6, but trust me when I say the turbocharged punch completely makes up for it. This 2-litre i4 weighs in at just 1,400 kilograms, making it one of the lightest cars in its class. That's Lotus's philosophy in action: simplify and then add lightness. Every Amira is hand-built at Lotus's state-of-the-art factory in Hethel, England, where they've been perfecting the art of lightweight engineering for decades. Even the AMG engine is shipped over and tuned specifically for the Amira to make sure it meets Lotus's exact standards. So, what does all this mean? It means the Lotus Emira bridges two worlds. It's the Lotus of the future. It's modern, high-tech and comfortable, but it still holds the DNA of Lotus's most iconic sport cars. Well, at least that's what we're here to find out.
Before diving into the details of the Amira, I have to say that the exterior design of this car is truly stunning. The shape has been masterfully crafted, showing a level of elegance and precision that is truly impressive. I mean, just look at it. Lotus has this all new and improved front end featuring these insane looking hood vents. Under these hood vents is the home for all the cooling systems and radiators. It's also fitted with a new LED headlight design, along with your familiar 3-grille bumper. As we move on to the side, we're presented with these bold looking side intakes, frameless windows and sporty alloy wheels. The body lines enhance the aerodynamic profile of the car and emphasize its mid-engine layout. Let's also not forget about these wonderful first edition badges. At the rear we have these full width LED tail lights. It has dual exhaust with a functional diffuser that helps with downforce, completing its clean and powerful look. I cannot emphasize enough how truly stunning this car really is. This is a new era for Lotus, and I think they have seriously hit the mark. Now, I'm going to leave you with Joe, who's going to run you through the interior of this thing, and trust me, there's a few surprises there too.
Right, before we hop in the car, I want to quickly point out an elephant in the room. That's right, the lack of a manual gearbox. The i4 comes standard with an automatic dual clutch transmission, and if you're anything like me and you see an automatic car, you might be quick to reserve judgment, but as you hear my thoughts later on, I don't think I could be more wrong. More on that later. let's go hop in the car and have a look. All right, let's jump straight into the interior. And with this car, it's easy to do because unlike the Elise and Exige, it's not a nightmare to get in and out of. This thing is super easy. Once you step inside the Amira, you're greeted with something completely unexpected. Lotus have gone from their traditional barely there interiors to something, dare I say, luxurious. Let's start with the steering wheel. It's super sporty. It's got perforated leather and a Lotus and Amira badge to remind you what you're driving, if you somehow forget. And then behind that, you've got a fully digital driver's display. That's right, Lotus are embracing the 21st century and they're giving us digital displays. Clear, crisp, customizable. It's like having your own pit crew in pixel form. And then there's this. Lotus have included a fighter jet style push start button. A super nice touch. Moving up from there, we've got a modern infotainment system with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. And here's a surprise, cup holders. Now, the chef's kiss. These seats. Not only do they look great, they're electric and they're comfortable. I mean, the stitching, soft touch leather, you almost don't want to sit on them. And they just help showcase the level of luxury inside this car. Now's the exciting bit. We're going to take this out on the road and give you guys our thoughts behind the wheel. Boys and girls, before I even say anything, you need to listen to this. I wonder if I can move my microphone to make it more appealing. Is the turbocharger, if you're ready. I mean, listen to that, how good is that? This car is incredible. So, not only does it look great, not only does the interior feel great, but my God, does it sound good.
I'll tell you what guys, I've been in this car for about a minute now, and all I can hear, listen to it, is that 2-litre turbo AMG motor absolutely screaming. They've put an AMG motor in a Lotus, and at the moment, you can't tell already, I'm having a lot of fun. I'm really having a lot of fun. So this motor is also found in the AMG A45S. So this particular motor, found in the AMG A45S, was actually tuned up to 420 horsepower. The one in the Amira has been slightly detuned down to 360 horsepower, but far out. It means you can really push this motor to its absolute limits, and you don't have to worry about the thing exploding into a million pieces. It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Hey you, quick ad break, sorry to interrupt the video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, like, comment, all the above. Quick, now, fast. I said fast! All right, you did it? Cool. Back to the video. Now, I'm a complete sucker for a turbocharged engine, especially a small engine, a 4-cylinder engine. I love seeing little engines being pushed to their limit. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the sound and feel of a V10, but there's just something about pushing a little 4-cylinder engine to its absolute maximum. Forced induction, when it whines like this, it's just one of the greatest sounds in the world. And to think, you get this straight out the gate from factory in this Lotus, and it sounds this good. It's incredible car.
In typical Lotus fashion, this thing handles superbly. Oh, it's so much fun. I tell you what, this little 2-litre motor, I think, is absolutely brilliant for New Zealand roads. Honestly, you don't need a lot of power. You just need a car that's super agile. Super agile. It's still quick. Top speed, roughly 180 mile an hour, 300 kilometers an hour. That's totally enough, especially here in New Zealand. We have so many windy roads here, and I'll tell you what, New Zealand was absolutely made for a Lotus. Those turbo noises are mental.
Alright, if I can just stop acting like a little girl listening to that turbocharger whistle for a moment, let me try and get a sentence out. So, this Lotus Emira has hydraulic steering and it feels absolutely great, which is an important topic to touch on because they're one of the last major brands to utilize hydraulic steering. Everyone's going toward this electronic assisted everything, so to see a car like this still have hydraulic steering, still get this nice response gliding it through the road is a lot of fun. Listen to it flutter. And then you get the cracks and pops too. This car has everything in terms of engine noises, eh? Oh, you cannot get sick of listening to that turbo flutter. So good. So good. This Amira is just an immense amount of fun. It's incredible. It's so rewarding driving it. I mean, from the handling, laying the power down once you've got it in boost, the noise, just all the response you get back from this car is incredible. It's a hell of a lot of fun, which again, like I said earlier, is a surprise because I was disappointed it wasn't a stick shift manual, because you do miss out on that analog connection with the car like you might have with our Lotus Elise, but somehow Lotus have still made this car a hell of a lot of fun and incredibly engaging to drive. From its steering, handling, lightweight performance, very rewarding car to drive and a hell of a lot of fun. This thing is on rails. It's super impressive. The Amira has 3 modes. You've got your tour mode, sport mode, track mode. I'm in sport at the moment and it's so quick, man, so quick. You can have sport primarily in auto or manual. Again, I've got it in a manual, way more of an engaging experience, and I'll touch on this automatic transmission. It's no disappointment, absolutely not. It is something that you have to get used to because you're on a Lotus, but this 8-speed automatic transmission really pairs nicely with the 2-litre turbo. Listen to it. These pedals are really nice too. You get a nice satisfying click changing in between gears. Brilliant. Great experience so far. Now, I'll be honest, we just finished filming the review on our Lotus Elise last week, and I made a note that I was concerned we're losing the production of another fun car, and that it's hard to come by these days. Rewarding fun cars to drive, but somehow Lotus have kept it up with the Lotus Emira. This is an incredibly fun car to drive. It's so well balanced, and as I touched on in my exterior overview, this thing looks immaculate. It fits the mold of a supercar, 100%. It looks so good on the road, and it gets so much attention. We're out here in Kiowa, out on some of these windy roads, we're passing through the town centre. People can't keep their eyes off it. It's absolutely stunning. But here's the thing. If you wind the windows up and you put this car into touring mode, it's a very comfortable drive. And you can easily daily this. So for a Lotus, we've actually got storage in the car. We've got a glove box. We've got storage in the doors. We've got cup holders. We've got comfortable seats. And a car that just drives impeccably.
You're literally 2 clicks away from being nice and subtle, being very comfortable again, daily driving this thing, and trust me, it drives really, really well with the 8-speed automatic transmission that's paired with a 2-litre turbo. It's such a good car around town, especially because it's not super low, so you don't have to really worry about those speed humps. You can literally just cruise over. It's quite nice.
This car's only 1 centimetre lower than a Corolla. In and around town, you don't need to worry about speed bumps, steep driveways. You can actually drive this thing without any concern. And then, when you are ready to let your hair down, get a little trigger happy, you flick this puppy into track mode, get it out on a road like this, and just open it up and it's completely unhinged. It really does have 2 personalities.
Just brilliant. It's a brilliant weekend car, or something just to drive every day. And tell you what, if I owned one of these, I'd be in it every bloody day.
Alright, I'm sorry guys, you have to listen to this again because I can't help but drive like that everywhere. It sounds incredible. Now, I've seen a lot of different videos about the Amira. I've seen them try and capture the audio, the noise that comes through these windows from that turbo, from that exhaust, but I promise none of them do it justice. You need to sit in this car, you need to drive this car and hear it firsthand, because see what I mean? Again, even this video is not going to do that justice.
Ooh. I'll tell you what, it puts you in your seat. It's a fun experience, man. And the grip, just so good, so good. Super stable on the road. You've got so much confidence in the car around the corners, like, you really do. You don't ever feel like you're going to go off the road in this thing. Now, something I'm not quite used to, especially comparing it to the Elise, is the size of the car. It's still a small car, the Amira, but one thing you do have to pay attention to, it is a little bit wider and super spacious inside. Like, I actually really am impressed with how much they've fit into this car. Still made it quite compact, still very agile, still very light, but amazingly functional. I mean, you've got cup holders now, which is absolutely brilliant. You've got everything you need, from AC to Apple CarPlay connection, Android Auto connection, and that's really nice. It's a nice little touch, but everything's still reasonably simplistic. It's not overcomplicated, you know, like every button does something that you need in a modern day car, which is nice. It's just the finer things that have really made this car super enjoyable so far.
Okay, so for some of my final thoughts, I mean, kudos to Lotus. I tip my hat. They've done an incredible job with this car. And like I said, I was concerned that they were steering away from fun cars and introducing new assisted everything, and the car would drive itself and it would be nowhere near as engaging. But you should be proud, Lotus. You've built a fun car and an engaging car, and it's not even manual. So I tip my hat off to Lotus. You've built a super cool car and I'm in love with it. I would quite happily have this sit in my garage and drive it every day, because like I said, you can drive it every day. It's incredibly comfortable. You wind the windows up, it's got nice sound dampening in here, it's got a good sound system, the ride height's nice. But when you're ready to wake her up, my God, you can wake her up, and this thing just comes alive out on these back windy roads. And don't even get me started again on that turbocharger.
let's talk about the build quality in general. I think the leather quality is absolutely fantastic. It's really soft, it's really comforting. These bucket seats hold you nice and tight when you're absolutely pushing it through these corners. Just going from something like the Elise into the Amira, where you've actually got leather and comfort in mind, is just absolutely brilliant. It really adds another layer to this car and just adds on to that unbelievable driving experience you already get from a Lotus.
Now, here's the thing. I'm really struggling to find a flaw with this car. The only thing I can think of is the price. I mean, to get your hands on one of these, especially in New Zealand, it's not going to be easy. But the fact that that's the only flaw I can put my finger on speaks volumes. So if you do manage to get your hands on one of these, I promise you will not be disappointed.